guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're back at one of my favorite filming spot locations because guess what? We have that iconic Japanese full-size sedan. This is it. This is a 2023 Lexus LS 500 F Sport. But before we get into this large and in-charge sedan from Lexus, let's talk about what's going on here. The industry has changed big time. Decades ago, SUVs came into the scene and it's been their show since then. Now, yes, there are many manufacturers still building sedans, and thankfully Lexus is one of them. But once upon a time, there were no SUVs. It was like you had a station wagon or you had a supersized sedan. Of course, big names like Lincoln, like Cadillac, and of course, the German Euro brands really filled that gap with all of their big size sedans. But guess what? In 1989, when Lexus came about, they came out with the LS. Now the LS has changed in size, has changed in design, and with this 2023 has not only changed with what's underneath the hood, but also technology. But what I want to find out is, in this luxury full-size sedan segment, there's some pretty big competition still. You have Mercedes-Benz with their S-Class, BMW, of course, with the 7 Series, Audi with the A8, and the newest player, which is going to be Genesis with the G90. But what I want to find out is this the best new luxury sedan to buy over the competition? Let's go ahead. Let's dive in to this LS 500 F Sport and find out. Right off the bat, the size. Like I said, you're not going to confuse this with any of the smaller Lexus sedans. At the front of the business, you're getting a very sporty, unique headlight lamp design. I love the way you have that multi-beam LED headlights, the LED daytime running lamps, and turn signals all encased in one housing. Still looks sporty, still looks modern, still looks good. Working your way down on the F Sport, you're gonna notice some of this flat gray finish and functional corner air intakes. You actually have heat exchangers behind these vents that are functional to help bring cool air because of the power that we're producing underneath the hood. I also like on the F Sport, you have black chrome instead of shiny chrome. Really gives it still that classy feel, but it definitely speaks more sport than just shiny chrome. Now, as we come across that waterfall spindle grille design, this LS 500 is looking very aggressive. First of all, you have more functionality on these inward inlets on both sides of the grille, black chrome around the whole perimeter, and then you have that satin black spindle grille design, massive to bring lots of cool air. Let me know how you feel about the Lexus grille. Are you still digging that large and in charge kind of size, or are you wanting to see something different? Maybe like on the RX 350 where they bring the front fascia down a little bit further. I don't know. I'm still thinking it looks very aggressive, and I like the F Sport. I think that's the box. If I was gonna get one of these LS 500s, that's definitely the option box that I would check off. Now, as we rise up, you got that long, low slung hood, clean design. You'll notice as we come around the corner here, how it's got a nice rise. Where the headlight housing is to where the hood rises up, gives it that nice, clear, distinctive, muscular strength without going too over the top. We come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. So you're gonna get these hand-polished black chrome multi-spoke wheels, 20-inch wheels, all 4 corners, and I'm telling you, the hand-polished black chrome looks stunning in the Florida sun. Besides the sweat on my face, those wheels are looking stunning. You have those ginormous 6-piston Brembo calipers with the Lexus name on it, and we have even larger rotors than your standard Lexus LS. 2-piece, and because this is an F Sport, it's not just about a badge, not just about some black chrome finish. They actually tune the suspension. It's got adaptive suspension, all 4 corners, to give you a little bit more of a sporty handling feel, even though this is a large full-size sedan. But let me know what you think about the wheels with the paint job. I think the white finish just really makes it pop nicely against the black chrome. I think, me personally, I would go silver. They do a really good silver. Why don't we continue down the side? So you got your F Sport badge, easy to identify. This is not a true LS 500F. That would be cool, like an LSF. I'd be all over that. Maybe one day, we'll have to wait and see. You do have power folding mirrors with gloss black, and for some reason they did shiny chrome on the mirror caps, and then also shiny polished metal work top and bottom of the window frames and on the door handles. That's a triple zonk. That's what we call a turkey zonk because of that shiny chrome. It should be dark black chrome, just like on the wheels, just like at the front. I do love the way you get that massive split panoramic sunroof, and they painted black the portions of the roof that are not glass. That definitely makes it more seamless. You'll notice the dark chrome finish along the bottom. That's a nice touch. And then you'll also notice just how large that rear door is. I mean, this is one of those cars, like I said, you're gonna be chauffeured, or at least you're gonna feel chauffeured being driven around, especially if you're sitting in the back seat. Working our way towards the rear, you still see what's going on with our wheel and tire arrangement. On the rear, you got 275 in the width, 40 series sidewall, and you'll notice the Brembo calipers. They didn't go cheap on any of the calipers at any of the corners. Four-wheel steer, and then of course, coming around back, the one thing I would have liked to have seen is a black trunk lid spoiler. Other than that though, great job on the LED lighting. I like the way they smoke the glass a little bit. You got your LS 500 all-wheel drive badge. Let me know if you think that this should be black chrome. I'm gonna zonk it because I think it should be black chrome, but let me know how you feel about all the badging. But we got all-wheel drive, everything else clean, and then coming all the way down, we do have functional exhaust on both sides with the stainless steel decorative trim ring, little bit of gloss black along the bottom. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk horsepower of this LS. All right guys, we got the hood open. You do have hood struts and you do have a ton of plastic. But this is the type of thing that Lexus was trying to look at Bentley and Rolls-Royce. They also have a ton of plastic to cover everything up to make it look super clean. Now the actual engine cover itself, you'll notice the twin turbo badge up top. I like this metallic flat gray finish and some of this forged carbon fiber look. But the rest of the plastic I could do without, but I understand what their purpose was. They were trying to really polish the underside of the hood in the engine compartment. But what do we got? No longer do we have a V8. Raise your hand in the comment section if that bothers you. I'm raising my hand right now. But what do we got? We got a 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 putting out 416 horsepower, 442 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60, 5.3 seconds. May not sound quick, but like I said, this is a very large sedan. Top speed is governed to 140 miles an hour. MPGs, 17 in the city, 27 on the highway, and the car weighs 5,129 pounds. So when you're looking at the competition, you can still grab some V8 action, but those days are numbered, and a lot of them, like on the Genesis G90, are switching also to twin turbo V6 power. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire it up and see this in motion. All right, guys, we're inside this 2023 Lexus LS 500 F Sport. I know you're saying to yourself, Joe, I'm really digging this luxury sedan. I've been working hard at work. I've been making the cheddar. I want to spoil myself and roll around in something like this. How much is it? Very good question. The way that this one is optioned, F Sport and all, you're looking at MSRP right around $89,800. Let's see how it stacks up to the competition. To the door panels, absolutely in love with what Lexus does. The Alcantara, the red stitching, that beautiful aluminum piece, no gloss black there. You have 3 memory seat settings, and you'll also see how they sculpt the door handle. It's like silver, like they took a piece of aluminum and just sculpted it from a block of aluminum. The Alcantara goes all the way down. Lexus does a great two-tone with the bright red, that cherry red. Door pocket is a good enough size for 2 French baguettes from Panera. Now going from the door panel to the dash, same thing. Aluminum finish. Love the way they got the stitching everywhere. Real deal, soft touch material. And then as you slide in, guess what? We finally have an all-new infotainment system. So it's a 12.3 inch, but the big news is it's got Lexus's multimedia operating system where you could do voice functions if you want, and it's all touchscreen. So that means they got rid of the pesky trackpad. You could go hit the little car icon, and it brings up all that information. You could adjust your climate control. You could set up driver profiles, the whole 9 yards, all within that 12.3 inch screen. Love the way they still integrate the classy analog clock. Remember kids, small hand is the hour, large hand is the minutes. So we're almost at what time? Yes, you are correct, 1 o'clock. Let me go ahead and throw it into reverse. Super clear on the resolution. And then of course you could change out the trajectory lines to showcase whatever it is you want. And there's your moving trajectory. The only zonk is no 360-degree camera. That's a little sad at this price point. Working your way down, I like the way they put the start-stop button, very conveniently placed. You have real volume knobs and tuning knobs all built in to the same area. That's smart engineering. Look at the way they got the dual climate control. Love the way the numbers change like this. Boom, 62. That's your magic number. Working your way down, you got 2 USB-Cs. No more CD player. So you're gonna have to put all those CDs away. Pearl Jam, 2 Live Crew, all that needs to go away. You do have the Mark Levinson sound system though, with over 25 speakers of pure audio. This is gonna control that 10-speed automatic transmission. I like the leather, perforated leather. What I don't like is all this gloss black. Way too much gloss black. No more trackpad, but look at what they put here instead. You have your 3 stages of heated seats, 3 stages of ventilated seats. You could raise and lower the rear screen, 2 stages of heated steering wheel. My only zonk is this kind of feels a little on the cheaper side. And it looks like something from the J.C. Whitney catalog. Not my favorite, but I'm so glad they got rid of the trackpad. Open this guy up. There's our 2 cup holders, and you got a 12 volt. My question is, what happens if your drink is really sweaty and condensation is building up and it goes in there? Are you gonna have a fun, shocking surprise? Let me know in the comment section if that ever happened to you. Close it up, close it up. That wonderful leather, super soft, and watch this. I can open it for me, but the best part is I get to open it up for you. So lots of room, you got your wireless charging. I'm gonna get these little trays out of here, they're kind of annoying. USB-A, USB-C, and you got enough room in there, I would say a baker's dozen of Twinkies. I wouldn't go 14, because if you do, you're gonna bust cream all over this beautiful interior, and I don't wanna be around if that happens. The seats, the leather, the F Sport, Alcantara, nice soft bolstering, two-tone, full power adjustable. Over 25 different ways to adjust the seats. Kind of crazy. You could really fine tune it to your particular body type. So if you have like a swollen gland and you need to make an adjustment so there's not too much pressure on it, you could adjust the seat. Alcantara up top. There's those speakers, they're everywhere. It's like they just dropped, it's like they took a bunch of speakers when Circuit City closed down and just threw them in here. That's how good this Mark Levinson sound system is. And then of course, like I said, we got that split sunroof. So you got your standard size up front, and then you get another sunroof in the back. That's that split panoramic sunroof. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel of this LS 500. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You get 3 memory seat settings for the passengers and the driver. I love the way you got the aluminum sill plate. You actually get 2. That's how good the LS 500 is with the Lexus name. Pedal box, right out of a race car. I love the aluminum dev pedal, brake pedal, and throttle. You'll notice on the seats how they actually put stitching in places you're not even gonna see. But you can touch it, and this feels all high-end quality. You got your seat controls. Look at this. Look at the power hammy extension right there. Look at that. Just nestles it perfectly. Lower back, the whole 9 yards. I'm 6 feet tall. I got plenty of room in here. Steering wheel. Love the leather. Love the thickness of the wheel. Perforated, smooth leather, red stitching, the F Sport badge, flat black on all the buttons. You do have paddles to go up and down, the 10-speed automatic transmission. You also have a power, tilting, and telescoping steering wheel. And then, of course, you have that dash. Large digital display. Watch when I go into different modes. So you go into Sport, the tack changes. You go into Sport Plus, the tack changes again. I love that white face with the red area, so you know when you're getting to the danger zone. But then watch this. Alakazam, the whole bezel moves, and now you have a cornucopia of different information to the left of the bezel, including a boost gauge, G-force meter, gear position, tire pressure, or nothing. What I like is actually having it just perfect smack dab in the center, gives you that temperature readout and everything else. There is a ginormous head-up display, and you do get Alcantara on the A-pillars as well. So they put it everywhere. A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. But why don't we go ahead and get into that back seat and see how good it is for your passengers in this LS 500. All right, guys, back seat time in this Lexus LS 500. There is tons of room in here. You could have a lot of fun. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Get your mind out of the gutter. But what I am talking about is they took care of the passengers. You have AC vents in the frame. I love the way they have that. You have these super-sized pockets back here. Parents, put some books back here. Take the phones away. Get your kids reading. Put the Harry Potter series. Put the Hunger Games. I know Steven is a big fan of Katniss, but you didn't hear that from me. But lots of room there. In that command center, you're getting more AC vents. You do get a 12 volt. Now, before you freak out, don't worry. I got more connectivity for you. I also have tons of room back here. And remember, I'm 6 feet tall. Plenty of room. If I need more room, you just hit the chauffeur button and move that front seat right out of the way to get you more leg room. And you know what? If you squish your little brother, the heck with it. Your parents can have another one. Power button for that rear shade. So you hit that power button right here. I could raise and lower the shade at will. Soft on that armrest. I love the red. It really is just absolutely gorgeous. And then you open it up. I got some felt lining here. You could put a 1-pound bag of Skittles, 2 USB-Cs, and then guess what? While you're eating your Skittles, you could open up the sunroof back here and be able to look at the rainbow and taste the rainbow at the same time. Plus, because of the felt lining, the colors won't rub off. And then the last piece of this Lexus perfection are these mirrors. Now, they may call them vanity mirrors. I like to call them positive affirmation mirrors. And this is important. Have your passengers look at themselves and say, you're good enough. I love you. Because you know what? If you can't love yourself, you can't love anybody else. And that's a little gift from me to you. But why don't we go ahead, let's open up that rear trunk area and see just how much room there is in this LS 500. All right, guys, time to get into the trunk. Of course, if you're rolling in an LS, you don't have to worry about using your muscles. You just hit the button, nice electric assist, rises on up. You're greeted to a wide opening and a very low cargo floor. And this proves that, guess what? You don't really need an SUV. You got 17 cubic feet of space. I like the way it has this stainless steel finish, because you know your kids are going to be dragging their crap out of the back of the trunk. They're not going to lift it out even though you asked them 25 times. If you're wondering, is there a spare? No, you got the battery in the back. So no spare on this LS 500. Just call AAA. They'll take care of you. But you know what? I like the space inside the car for the people. I like the space for your junk. Why don't we go ahead, let's go on throttle and see if we like how this LS 500 F Sport drives. All right, guys, we're in this 2023 Lexus LS 500 F Sport, starting off in an area where most people are gonna use this vehicle, out on the highways and byways. Really so smooth. Even though I have it in Sport Plus mode, it's still, with that adaptive suspension, very smooth in here, but yet when the road gets twisty, you can have a little bit of fun. And if you don't want to have it in Sport Plus mode, it's easy to change. I go right to comfort. Love the way the whole tack and everything changes, but you know me, we're gonna leave it in Sport Plus. The all-new infotainment system set up here with the multimedia from Lexus. Finally listened, got rid of the trackpad. This system is so easy to use, so intuitive, and the screen is well within reach. We still got plenty of physical knobs and buttons for the old school people like myself that like to actually touch a button rather than just hit a screen. But it's very classy, sophisticated, and sporty in this interior. Everywhere you touch, the materials are super high-end. I actually like the way that it's put together better than the G90 and even the Mercedes S-Class. I feel like the Mercedes S-Class is a little too gimmicky. So that's why I really like the Lexus. It's just the way everything is so well put together. But the drive in here is phenomenal. And you don't feel like you're driving a marshmallow, which is good. It's not too mushy. It feels comfy, but it also feels taut and ready to rock and roll. Like if you need to make a quick lane change, this car just does it, and does it very well. Of course, with the all-wheel drive and everything else that it has. And the 10-speed is just a joy to operate, whether you're having the car do it automatically or you use the paddles on the back of the steering wheel. And then of course brakes. I mean, 6-piston calipers, 2-piece rotors. That's serious braking equipment that is on this LS 500. Now, of course, the big question is, what about no more V8? Once upon a time, you could get this car with a V8. Now you can't do that anymore. So we're gonna go on throttle to kind of show you what it's all about. Sport Plus mode. If you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. You are not gonna be lacking power in here. It really, the twin turbo setup spools up very quickly, gives you some nice torque delivery, and gets you off and running. What isn't my favorite is the pumped in sound through the Mark Levinson sound system. Not my favorite. But the power is really, really very predictable, and it also really gives you that nice jolt when you get going. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in a manual shift mode. We're gonna use the paddles to do that on the back of the steering wheel once the light turns green. If you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. Hear that sound? Not my favorite. But gets up to speed, and then to scrub the speed, you got that great braking capability. On throttle, here we go. Even for a large sedan, this thing really is engineered to handle very, very well. Steering feedback is really good. I love the steering wheel. And the F Sport, I feel, is really the right way to go, because this interior, I'm telling you, I keep looking around at it just because I'm so blown away by how nice it is. It's that nice of an interior. Got a nice gear indicator in the center. And then remember, you push that other button and it actually moves the bezel, the physical bezel, and it allows you to have other gauges like a boost gauge. Or you can switch that to a G meter, or a gear indicator, or tire pressure. So you got plenty of readouts in there if you want to have that shown, or you can just make it disappear. But very, very smooth on the shifts. They did some good work with the upshifts. They're a lot quicker than in the past. But on the highway, I mean, look at this. It allows you to get out of your way and everybody else's way. I'm gonna go ahead and put in comfort mode. So right now we're in, actually that's Sport, Sport Plus, Comfort. So now we're in comfort mode. And just to give you an idea of how it drives, I'm gonna put it back in to just regular drive. And you can see going down the road, it drops the revs. Right now at highway speed, we're turning about 1,500 RPM. Not breaking a sweat. Visibility is great. You got that new Lexus 2.5 safety feature technology. And you got tons of space in here. Tons. But it's like driving a Wells Fargo safe to the point where it's very, very quiet in here. It's very airtight. And I like that feel. And you just know that a Lexus is going to last you. Especially compared to, say, a Mercedes S-Class or the Genesis G90. But hopefully this has been a nice overall review of this F Sport trim on the Lexus LS 500. We're gonna get back to where it all started and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been one of those classy, luxurious kinds of days here on Rady's Rides. Maybe if it wasn't so freaking hot, I would have wore a tuxedo, or at least a dry fit tuxedo for this review. But I definitely gotta thank everybody at Lexus for getting us this LS 500 F Sport with all the changes for 2023. Let me know what you think. Has Lexus done enough? Are you wanting to see something different? Let me know in the comment section. And do you think that this is a better way to go over a vehicle like the Genesis G90? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. Of course, we got to give it up to Stephen Flood. Stephen Flood Photography. Finally, he's gotten his hearing back at the Rolex 24. He was so close to the action, he thought he blew out an eardrum. So I'm glad you have a full recovery, Stephen. Wish him well on all of his endeavors in the comment section. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.